to heal from a trauma bond. A narcissistically abusive relationship will inevitably put you into a trauma bond with your abuser. On a chemical level, it's because you are dealing with a dopamine hit when they're nice to you and a cortisol hit or a fight or flight response when they are abusing you. Dopamine, cortisol, dopamine, cortisol. That combination puts you in a trauma state where you are trying to survive with a person who is actively abusing you. This will make your brain justify a lot of different things that you normally wouldn't have because you're trying to get that dopamine hit. That's why you start saying things like, maybe I'm the problem, maybe I deserved it. If I just make this narcissist happy, then we will forever be happy. This is your brain entering a state of toxicity as a result of this narcissist gaslighting you, manipulating you, and controlling your life. So when you finally break up with this person or they discard you, it can literally feel like you can't live without them or like you're never going to find somebody who will love you again. Well, that's because the narcissist has been chipping at your self-esteem and making the chemicals in your brain go bonkers so that you're not thinking straight. So the best coping mechanism as you go through this breakup is to first understand that this is going to be the hardest breakup you ever go through. This is going to be like withdrawing from drugs. Chemically, it really is. The next step is to understand that if you stay with this narcissist, it will kill you just like a drug addiction would. This person's not good for you. This person is affecting your physical health and your chemical health in your brain. You've got to escape them. The next thing is to make sure that this breakup sticks this time. You can do that using the logic portion of your brain that has been pushed down by this abusive person. Don't focus on your emotions right now. Focus on your logic. Every single time you say to yourself, maybe I was the problem, maybe I was the toxic one, go back, read your texts, talk to your friends, remember that fight that you had, and tell yourself, no, I was not the toxic one. They are. No, I was not in the wrong. They were. They were actively abusing me. I had nothing but good intentions. You need to form a new path that you can get this dopamine from. That's why it's important to invest in your friends, your time and energy into your hobbies, your goals, and you just keep telling yourself, maybe I'll never find somebody again. That's not true. I can't predict the future. Maybe they weren't that bad. Yes, they were. That's the addiction talking. You are in a position now to craft the truth as you know it without an abuser trying to manipulate you.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to quickly make this video to help you and give you suggestions and tips on how you can get over a trauma bond really quickly. Okay, the first thing that I would say to you is that don't dwell on it. I know that's easier said than done. And I know trauma bonds are really tricky. They are really difficult because all you can do is think about this person over and over. And you go into these periods of really missing them, really actually needing their comfort. And you also go through periods quickly straight after thinking, well, actually, how could you have done this to me? You know, you feel like you are stuck thinking, how? I gave you everything, I done everything for you. How is it that we have ended up here? And you see, this is the cognitive dissonance, because how you've got to know this person versus how they have been to you. And all you want is some sort of comfort to know that actually it's going to be okay. Yet this is the person that has done this to you. You want to reach out to them and tell them how you're feeling just so they can give you some sort of comfort. Yet they are that person that has done this to you. So this is the trick that the mind plays, all right? This isn't just you because you are experiencing this at the moment and nobody else is. This is what happens in a trauma bond. So what I'm going to say to you is this. What you need to do is you need to get 2 pieces of paper, okay? And on one piece of paper, you need to write all the reasons why you want to be with this person, why you feel like you really miss them. And really like go to town on it. Really think about what it is that you really love about them. And on the other piece of paper, what I would suggest you do is you write the truth. You write the reality of the situation, how you are feeling, why you are here in this situation. And you can do this over a period of time, like over a few days, because it will really help you to kind of think. Get all of those thoughts and everything that you're thinking out of your mind, straight onto paper. And when you feel like you have finished, you will see certain themes cropping up in both of these pieces of writings. And when you are beginning to miss them, when you are beginning to really crave them and really want them, I encourage you to pick up the piece of paper that has got written on it the truth of the situation, how you're feeling, what's going on for you. Because this, my friends, this is exactly what has happened. This is the truth. And it won't let you down. And you will go through periods from going from both sets of writings, you'll be reading it, and this is all very normal. And I just want you to know that this, what you're going through, is a very difficult, uncomfortable part of the process, but you need to go through it. There isn't another way. You have to go through it. And although it is one of the most difficult bits and parts of this whole recovery journey, but it is going to help you. The only way past this is through it. Unfortunately, there isn't a quick fix to this, but the trauma bond is created for intermittent reinforcement. And what you've got to do is untangle all of that and really see the reality of the situation. Because if you skip this part, you are going to be stuck in this thought processes. And remember, you are not your thoughts. This is really all about taking control of the situation and seeing it for what it really is. So guys, I really hope that these tips and suggestions really help you. If you are someone that is going through this, please know that you will get through it. But you have to go through this process to be able to help you move past it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in...
Here are the 7 stages of trauma bonding. Number 1, the love bombing phase. By the way, here's the essence of a trauma bond. A trauma bond is, you broke me, but you're the only one who can fix me. It starts with a love bomb. Now here's what's weird about a love bomb. A love bomb feels awesome. It's somebody who tells you, you're the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. I love you so much. I've never loved like this ever in my life. You are it for me. It's a love bomb. Here's what's weird. If you come from a healthy relationship, a healthy parental relationship, that actually feels normal. If you come from an unhealthy relationship, that's what you've always looked for. Unhealthy relationships and healthy relationships usually start the same way, with a love bomb. And then it goes to trust and dependency. So they do everything that they can to cause you to trust them and depend upon them. I just need you to trust me. I need you to depend on me. And then number 3, it's the criticism stage. Slowly they start to criticize you. They begin to criticize decisions that you make, and they become more demanding. They blame you for things. Number 4 is manipulation or gaslighting. The term gaslighting comes from a 1930s play where a husband would turn down the gas lights in the house until they flickered, and when his wife said, "Are the lights flickering?" he'd say, "No, are you crazy?" And he finally had her committed to a mental institution. That's gaslighting. It's manipulation. They change the story on you so many times that you get confused, and they try to push their narrative consistently and constantly on you, and you begin to doubt your own perception. Number 5 is the giving up of control stage. You no longer know what to believe, and your only way of experiencing the good feelings of stage 1 is by giving in and doing things their way. Then it leads to the losing yourself stage. When you fight back, things only get worse. You'll settle for anything to have some peace and make the fight stop, and you begin to lose confidence. Now listen, this is gonna hit some of you pretty hard because you're realizing that's what you have right now. Now there's 2 types of people in these relationships. One is the person who it's being propagated on. The other is the person who's propagating it. Many times it's a narcissist that's doing this. And the narcissist, listen to me, some of them know that they're a narcissist, and many of them don't know that they're a narcissist. You know how a narcissist is created? A narcissist is created by parents who never let their child have real feelings. They constantly tell their child, stop crying. You're not hurt. That doesn't hurt you. You're not in love. You don't know what love is. And so as they age, they begin to cling so tightly to their own feelings and their own emotions that they're not able to see anybody else. That's why it's important when your child cries, instead of saying, stop crying, say, tell me why you're crying. Use empathy. I do two things when my kids ask questions or when they're crying or when they're going through something. And I use this for my four-year-old all the way up to my 24-year-old. Number one, I use empathy. I'll say, that must feel terrible. I have two daughters who are in college, and they're in different colleges, but in the same city, and they're rooming together. And trust me, chaos. It's like Russia and the United States of America in 1985. I mean, it's the Cold War, baby. And they'll both call me. And so I say, that must feel terrible. How did it feel when your sister did that? Oh, I'm so sorry, babe. What do you think you should do? Why? I'm creating strong leaders. I'm not just trying to tell them how to feel. Because this is real. You begin to lose yourself. You lose confidence. And then number 7 is the dangerous one. And that is you get addicted to the cycle. You've had a lifetime filled with cortisol. Everything in your life is so stressful. You go home, you never know what you're gonna expect, and it's just stress, 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 and you just need a morsel. Just give me a morsel of love. If you'll just fulfill my needs, and then they do every now and then. They give you a little bit of dopamine drip. They tell you, hey, look, I'm sorry. I'm never gonna do that again. I know, please don't leave. I know that I shouldn't have done that. And you believe in them so much, you give another chance, and now you're addicted to a cycle of cortisol and dopamine. This is why people in these kind of relationships are they can be amazing and then get addicted to drugs or do something wild that you never dreamed that they would do because they're just trying to cope with a trauma bond.